Okay, so now we're going to go through the example that's in your instructions. We're going to first construct the priorities for the schools, and then we're going to go through the application process and see how the preferences and priorities are used to determine the final assignment. Okay. So in this example, we have the student preferences. These are the preferences of the students for the schools, and there's a lottery number. And so the schools, remember the order for the priorities are first we look at who applies to the school, who ranks the school the highest. Next, we look to see who is a neighborhood student of the school. And in this case, 1's the neighborhood student of A, 2's the neighborhood student of B, C is the neighborhood student of, 3 is the neighborhood student of C, and 4 is the neighborhood student of D. And finally, we use a tiebreaker. If that hasn't already broken the preferences, we use a tiebreaker. Okay. So for A, we look who ranks at the highest. 3 and 4 rank at the highest. Neither one of these students is a neighborhood student because the neighborhood student of A is 1. And so finally we have to go to the tiebreaker, and 3 is a higher tiebreaker number than 4. So 3 is ranked the highest, 4 is ranked the second highest. Now we consider 1 and 2. First we ask who ranks it higher, and they both rank it the same, both rank it second. Then we ask, is either one of these students a neighborhood student? And in this case, the answer is yes. 1 is a neighborhood student. So 1 is ranked next, and 2 is ranked last. Okay? B, we first ask who ranks the highest. Nobody ranks B first, but in this particular case, 3 ranks B second, and is the only student to do so. So 3 ranks B highest. Now, between the remaining students, we ask who ranks it highest. In this case, both 2 and 4 rank B third. Next, we ask, so determining between 2 and 4 who gets the higher priority, we next ask, is either one of these a neighborhood student? And the answer is yes. The neighborhood student of B is 2. So that means 2 comes next, and 4 comes next, and that leaves 1 with the lowest priority at B. Okay? For C, which student ranks at the highest? Well, both 1 and 3 rank at the highest. Next, we ask, is either 1 or 3 a neighborhood student? And the answer is 3 is a neighborhood student. So 3 has the highest priority at C. 1 next. Finally, we ask between 2 and 4 who ranks at the highest. Both of them rank at the same. We ask, is either one of them a neighborhood student? No, the neighborhood student C is 3. And so finally we have to go to the tiebreaker, and 2 is the higher tiebreaker than 4. So next is 2, and last is 4. For D, we first ask who ranks at the highest. 1 and 2 rank at the highest. Are either of these a neighborhood student? The answer is no. And so finally we have to go to the tiebreaker, and 1 has a higher tiebreaker. So 1's ranked first, 2 is ranked second. Okay, between 3 and 4, we ask who ranks at the highest. 4 ranks it higher than 3 does. So 4 has the next highest priority. And finally, 3 has the lowest priority. Okay? So now we have the preferences of the students here. We have the priorities of the school here. And we're going to go through the application process. And again, each student applies to their favorite school. The school holds on to the student with the highest priority and rejects the other students. And once you're rejected, you just apply to the next highest, your next favorite school. So in this particular case, so 1 applies to D, 2 applies to D, 3 applies to A, and 4 applies to A. So A is considering 3 and 4. 3 is the highest priority, so A is going to reject 4. D is considering 1 and 2. 1 has the highest priority, so it's going to reject 2. Okay? So this means 4, which first applied to A, now is going to apply to its second favorite school, which is D. So we have in this case D, 1 is applied to it, 4 is going to apply to it. 2 is rejected, 2 now applies to A. So 3 applied to it, 2 applied to it. So we ask who has the highest priority at A, and that's 3. So 2 has lower priority, so 2 is going to be rejected. So with D, we have 1 and 4. 1 has the higher priority, so 4 is going to be rejected. So 2 has been rejected by D, and it's been rejected by A. Now it applies to B. 4 has been rejected by A and D, now it applies to B. We ask who has the higher priority here. So we look at B, 2 has the second highest priority, 4 has the third highest priority. So 4 has the lower priority and rejected. And so the only remaining school for it to apply to is C. Next it applies to C. And notice that we have 3 applying to A, 2 applying to B, 4 to C, and 1 to D. No school has 2 students applying to it, so no student is rejected. And so this is our assignment. A is assigned to 3, B is assigned to 2. Sorry, student 3 is assigned to A, student 2 is assigned to B, student 4 is assigned to C, and student 1 is assigned to D. Okay, so now we'll go through questions 2 through 10 on the questionnaire. Question number 2 says, how many computer participants are in your group in the setting with 4 schools? And the answer to this is 11. Question number 3 says, true or false? None of the other people in this room are in your group. And the answer is true. The only other people in your group are computer participants. The other people in this room are completing a different experiment. Question number 4 says, true or false? A student who lives in a school's district and ranks the school first has higher priority than a student who does not live in the district and ranks the school first. The answer to this is true. So the most important thing for priority is ranking it first, but in this case, both of these students ranked the school first. Then the next highest is who is the district student, and in this case, this first student is a district student. Okay. Question number 5 says, suppose that student 1's district school is C, and student 2's district school is D. If student 1 ranks school C second on our list, and student 2 ranks school C first on his list, which student has higher priority at school C? So the most important thing for priority is your ranking, and so the student that ranks C the highest has the highest priority. Here student 2 ranks C highest, and so student 2 is going to have the highest priority at school C. So the answer is student 2. Question number 6 says, true or false, your lottery number is the same for the entire 32 periods. This is false, it changes each period. Question number 7 says, whether or not you are shown your lottery number, it is always a number between 0, lowest priority, and 1, highest priority, with each number being equally likely. This is true. Question number 8 says, true or false, you will be shown how many of the computer participants rank each school first in each period. This is true. Question number 9 says, true or false, you can be assigned to a school that gives you fewer points than your district school. And the answer to this is true, because again, your ranking matters quite a bit. And so the first determinant on priority is which school you rank the first. And so if you rank your district school low and other students rank it high, those other students will have higher priority at the school and will have a better chance of being accepted to that school. Finally, question number 10 says, true or false, your district school changes from period to period, and this is false. Your district school is always the same. So thank you very much for participating in this experiment, and if you have some remaining questions, please ask the attendant.